Traders from around the world, what's going on? It's your boy Ricky Cadden back again with another free real life stock review from Real Life Trading Australia. Hope you guys are doing absolutely splendid. Let's talk about the broader markets, guys. It's Wednesday. Here we go. Now, the SPY, you can see we did create another high back here. Gorgeous little triple top action happening. I did mention in the trading room back around here that this particular bullish candle is not overly bullish. You can see here that we did have, we did kind of drop in volume as we were rising. But in particularly, this bearish candle that came in, we had the increased volume as we were dropping, and we ended up sending out a really nice weekly options newsletter play on SQQQ, which has not yet been triggered, but this was a bearish retest gap that did happen last night on the SPY. So I am kind of anticipating a little bit of a rise and then a fall on the S&P. Here's the E-minis. Now the E-minis, you can see we were trying to break these highs yet again. I made it very clear to all my traders that wait for the candlestick to close because we could very well go bearish. This is why, guys, we came straight back to resistance level and then got rejected once again. And as you guys can see, we are starting to drop it like it's hot and go a little bit lower on the E-minis. Here's CPNG. Now, CPNG was a trade that we are looking to scale into. You can see we have really fallen from the highs back at their IPO around $63. Now just chilling out at $27.36. We've been keeping an eye on this one as we have been trading sideways, and you can see here the volume starting to creep in. So we are just kind of having a starter's position on this one. Very wide stop for now. As we do start to trade higher, come back down, retest, then we'll look to increase our stop, increase our size, and then make some money on the upside. So CPNG looking good for a nice little bounce play on that one. Here's coin. Now this coin, we set this one up the other night. Now we haven't yet been triggered on this one as it was a stop limit buy. Looking to go long above this bearish candle and all this bearish volume here. Throwing in a nice little double bottom almost. Looking to bounce here. We'll have to wait and see if this one does actually bounce. But if it does go lower, guys, perfect. We will just move our entry a little bit lower and try to catch it on the bounce when it does occur. Here's the Aussie 200. Now the Aussie 200 came straight back to a resistance level and got rejected. Shocking. Now I did mention this in the trading room that we would most likely come to here, find some resistance, come back down to at least the 200 simple moving average. So 74.02. Very strong resistance play. As you guys can see, the 100 simple moving average that is there as well. Here's a BlueScope Steel Limited. Now, BlueScope Steel, BSL, has been accumulating really nicely for the last few months, roughly around $20. You can see we are trying to break above the longer term moving averages, but I would not be overly bullish on this one, team. Very strong resistance here at $23. You can see we did get a nice little quadruple top action, bit of a neckline here, right here at $23. So I do expect us to, if you are in BlueScope Steel, I do expect that if we do get up to this level, expect a little bit of a sell-off. Where would I look to buy BlueScope Steel? Possibly all the way back down at $20 if it can get there, but at the moment it is just trading sideways. Here is Domino's Pizza. Now Domino's Pizza has been on an absolute tear last year. Everyone during COVID was just buying up those gorgeous pizzas. So Domino's Pizza right now chilling out at the 200 simple moving average. You can see we did get a bit of a gap here, which didn't completely fill, but we did get rejected at the previous level of support. Now you can see we are also forming somewhat of a head and shoulders pattern here with a cute little retest and a continuation lower. If you are having trouble seeing these particular patterns, just flick the chart over to a line chart and you can see the nice little head and shoulders pattern and the cute little retest happening right there. But on DMP or Domino's Pizza, I do expect this one to go lower. If you're looking at a longer term dip buying location, check out the weekly chart. Now the weekly chart, $92.36. If we just run some fibs on this particular last wave, you can see the 618 retracement is roughly around the 100 simple moving average. So around $90 would be an absolutely superb longer term play if you are looking at Domino's Pizza. A little bit of a while way to go on this one, but at this point I wouldn't be overly bullish just yet. Volume is extremely light. Extremely light on this one, only 200,000 shares being traded. So just keep an eye on this one, guys. It's probably going to go lower. Here's crude oil. Now, crude oil, you can see on the daily chart, we have rejected this resistance level that I did mention before. And currently, we are going lower. Now, we are creating somewhat of a double top. If I just go down to a smaller time frame, you can see this nice little double top action happening here. Below here, guys, we have no support all the way down to about roughly around 65 and some change. So we could see a little bit of a harsh sell-off on crude. It has happened before. We did get it just a few weeks back on crude. So we could see a nice little sell-off and then a nice little bounce play. But shorter term, I think that 66.50 would be a really nice consolidation level for crude before we do start to bounce. Now here's gold, still rejecting the longer term moving averages, cannot get above there. We do have the inflation news or the FOMC meeting coming up tonight, so we could see a little bit of volatility in gold, so keep your eyes peeled on that one. The Aussie dollar also coming back up to a resistance level, getting rejected, probably going to create some sort of higher low depending on the news about inflation, but at this point there's no real bounce play on the Aussie dollar. And the volatility index, guys, I did mention this in the trading floor that this was probably going to happen. We're probably going to see a nice little spike in volatility once again. If you're not in the trading room, go to reallifetrading.com.au, get signed up, and I would happily show you what's going on in the markets and give you all those opportunities. All right, guys, I'll be back on Friday with another real life stock review. And until next time, love life, live life, and trade it. You guys rock.